Hi folks, it's Switchback. So I wanted to give you a basic list to get you started on the trail of what you will need to pack for a backpacking trip. Don't mind the wind here. So the first thing you're going to need is a sleep system, and that's going to be primarily your sleeping bag and your sleeping pad. You could choose to bring a pillow as well. You'll want some sort of a shelter, most likely a tent, a tarp, a bivvy, a hammock, or if you're really brave, you can cowboy camp under the stars. So the next thing you're going to want to think about is your clothing. And you're not going to want to test anything new out on the trail on a backpacking trip. You're going to want to try that on day hikes and shorter hikes before that. So you're going to also want to consider what the weather report is saying. So if it's going to be cold, windy, hot, rainy, all of those kinds of things are things to consider. I usually pack, including what I wear, 2 pairs of socks, one to wear, one to wash. If it's cold at night, I'm going to take a third pair to wear when I sleep. I do the same thing with my underwear. I wear one, I wash one. Most people have one set of clothes that they wear during the day and then a different set at night. And so all of this will be weather dependent and based on what you like. Footwear is very individual. A lot of people, as their loads have gotten lighter, have started moving toward wearing trail runners as opposed to boots when they're on the trail. From there, you're going to want some sort of a sun protection. So it's going to be hat, sunglasses, sunscreen. And if it's going to be rainy, then of course you're going to want rain gear. Some people even take an umbrella, but you'll want a rain jacket, potentially some rain pants or a rain skirt, or even a poncho, which can go over your pack. You can also get a pack cover. If it's going to be cold, you're going to want a hat for when you're sleeping. For almost every trip, you're going to want to take a puffy or a fleece. Your cookware is going to depend on what you plan to eat, whether you're planning on actually cooking on the trail or simply rehydrating. If you are planning on heating up water, you're going to need a stove and fuel. You'll also need some sort of utensil to eat. You may opt to take a mug if you like coffee like I do. You may want a windscreen depending on the weather. You might want a towel, a scraper for your dishes depending on how you plan on eating. You may also want a sponge to clean your dishes. And a food koozie is also very handy to keep your food warm while you're rehydrating. It's important to take some sort of lighting. I recommend a headlamp. Some people will take a flashlight, and some people will take a backup. I usually don't. I take a rechargeable headlamp. You'll also carry your phone with you in case of an emergency, although most places are not within cell reception. It's also nice to have your phone for the camera purpose. A couple of other optional items might be a power bank, depending on how long you're going to be out there, so that you can recharge things. Personal locator beacons such as a Garmin InReach or a Spot device, and of course any charging cables necessary for these items. I also carry headphones when I'm out on the trail. Everybody poops, so you're going to need to plan accordingly. You'll need to carry a trowel in order to dig a cat hole. You'll also want to carry tissue and a baggie to carry out your used tissue. Hand sanitizer is of course important to use after. You may choose to take wipes with you or a bidet, like a little squeeze bottle. Some women may carry a female urination device or a Kula cloth, which is used in lieu of toilet paper. Your toothbrush, your toothpaste, any daily medications, dental floss. I do not recommend carrying deodorant because no matter what you do, you're going to stink. You may also want to think about if you chafe, and carrying some sort of an anti-chafing such as Body Glide or chamois butter would be good options. Camp soap can be helpful for your dishes or for washing your hands if you have visibly dirty hands, which happens to most of us on the trail. You'll need some sort of a reservoir for your water. Some people use smart water bottles, some people use Nalgene, some people use a water bladder. You can use what works for you. You're also going to need a way to filter this water. I recommend having a backup just in case one method fails. Something else that's really important to carry with you, especially if the law requires it, is a bear canister. It's very important to know what the rules and laws are wherever you're going. Some people choose to do a bear hang instead. I personally don't do this. I carry a canister even if it's not required. But if you do opt to do a bear hang, please make sure that you're doing it properly. If you're carrying a stove, you're definitely going to need to carry something to light it. So you'll want to carry matches and a lighter. I recommend carrying both. If you're going to be building a fire where you're going, as long as it's allowed, then you're going to probably want some sort of a fire starter. I personally use cotton balls with Vaseline. I like to carry 2 bandanas. One I use exclusively for blowing my nose because it runs like crazy on the trail. The second I use for all sorts of miscellaneous duties, such as drying myself off after swimming, washing my face, and sifting murky water when I go to filter it. It's important to carry a first aid kit, and I recommend putting medications in there, ointments, band-aids, an emergency blanket, and blister care at the very least. A small, lightweight pocket knife is also very handy. A map and compass are very important to carry, as well as having the knowledge of how to use them. There are some wonderful orienteering courses if you're not familiar, and you can always brush up your skills online. A couple of other little handy things that can make your life easier on the trail are a camp chair, a selfie stick, and a book, especially if you might be expecting some rain. So hopefully this will get you started on the trail, get you out there, so that you have a basic idea of what you need to pack with you. I hope you get out there and enjoy yourself, and I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!